So there's a few issues that I need to talk about with not just regular Battlegrounds games, but two Battlegrounds games in particular, right? So there's this new drama that's going on, and also a old drama that's it's not as deep. It's not really deep at all, to be honest, but it's still drama. Anyways, the first one we're gonna go over is this game, and this game is called Fiction's Battlegrounds. And I'll just show you really quickly, because if you look up Fiction Battlegrounds and experiences, then you see a bunch of copies, right? We've got like Fiction Battleground release, Fiction Battlegrounds, Fiction Battleground release, Fiction Battlegrounds, Fiction Battlegrounds. It's a lot. And this is because a bunch of hackers got into this game and they basically took the assets and now everybody's just copy and pasting it. Now the reason that this works is because, you know, a lot of people will just go in the game, test moves, and usually they're not really paying attention if it's the original one or not. So they just play the game. And you can see this one has 400 players. That's the one that I'm playing right now. And I don't see how this has 400 players, bro. Like, it's not good. Like, look at this. It just goes straight through him. It's not even a dummy. It's not even anything. I can't M1, you can't do anything. So, I don't know what 400 players are doing in this game. I couldn't tell you, bro. I could not tell you. But I mean, they have animations. They're not good, but they have animations. You can't run. You can't really do anything except, you know, swap and press your move buttons. Like if I do that, it does nothing. Sometimes it'll just spawn a dummy for me to hit because I can't find anybody. Yeah, like this one. Like it just spawned a dummy out of nowhere just for me to hit for the animation. And what is this? Like, what is this animation? We're trolling, right? We're like it's so dumb. I don't know. If you're gonna steal a game, at least make it good, please. Like, at least make it decent. Just hear me out. There's a lot of games that are copies of other games that just turn into something actually good. Like, for example, a Universal Time. That game used to be a copy of a different game. Like, straight taking the files. And there was a lot of those, actually, so it wasn't uncommon, but I'm just saying. You can make a good game out of a copied game. They just want the money, right? And it's so many people doing this, so it's a actual issue. I really hope that these games get DMCA'd fast, because this is crazy. But yeah, now that we've talked about that drama, let's talk about the other drama. Now this other drama has to do with the strongest Battlegrounds, and basically the fact that they're not updating. Now nobody knows why they're not updating or the reason, anything like that. Nobody really knows. And the problem with them not updating so frequently is actually making the players a bit worried, right? Because this is a game, it's a Battlegrounds game, right? These games usually update very fast. I don't know if there's internal issues or something going on with the strongest Battlegrounds, or if, you know, something else completely is going on. It also happens in a different game called Realm Rampage. Now this game is, well, it's not as popular as the strongest Battlegrounds, obviously. Like if I look up Realm Rampage right now, this game used to be poppin', bruh. And now it's dropped all the way down to 2.2k players. It's cooked. This game was one of the big Battlegrounds games like a few months ago, even like 1 month ago. This game was great, but unfortunately they haven't updated in around 2 months. Now I don't know the reason for them not updating, to be honest. I couldn't tell you, but what I do know is that it still hasn't updated, and that's obviously made the player count tank a lot compared to the strongest Battlegrounds. Now you might be wondering, why does the strongest Battlegrounds have so many more players if it hasn't updated in even more time? And if we take a look at the strongest Battlegrounds, this game still has over 100,000 players, and it hasn't updated or had a big update in 3 months. So honestly, it just makes sense that any other game that doesn't make it to the pinnacle of Battlegrounds games is going to fall off. Like I could type in Battlegrounds up here and I could show you a bunch of different games that are already dead. So obviously it's going to show us the most popular ones in the top row. We've got Strongest, Ultimate, Heroes, Legends, Z Battlegrounds, which that game kind of fell off, holy, and Jujutsu Shenanigans, obviously. Now basically everything else down here is pretty cooked. Alright, we've got games with 45 players that used to be poppin'. I remember playing this. I remember the Chakra Battlegrounds. Like these are just a lot of games that just did not do good at all. The strongest Battlegrounds, I don't think is going to die anytime soon, simply because it was the original Battlegrounds game. Everybody knows about it. If you've played any Battlegrounds game, you know about the strongest Battlegrounds. And if you don't, then I'm sure you're a very small percentage of whoever has played Battlegrounds games. I don't know if there's sneaks or not for Realm Rampage. I haven't seen anything about it. maybe that's also contributing to it. Now, in my opinion, I don't think it's my favorite Battlegrounds game of all time, and I don't think I could be playing it all day. We've even got copies of the strongest Battlegrounds that almost get 1,000 players, like KJ Arena, or, you know, the strongest Battlegrounds concepts. Like, this game's got 100 players just off of being a concept, which also proves the point that I was talking about earlier with the games copying and stealing stuff. You know, I think you could honestly make a really good game if you just try. Like, is it really that hard? As long as you actually just put effort in and make sure the game is polished and ready for people to play, then you're fine. If you don't have the funds for that, then I get it. But at that point, you might as well not even post it. But yeah, I don't see the Battlegrounds trend going anywhere because of this drama. It's really not even big drama, I'm not gonna lie. Except for the stealing games part. I think that should be addressed by Roblox admins and stuff. But aside from that, I don't think that their update schedule is that big of an issue. But people on TikTok and, you know, on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it, have all been complaining. Even on YouTube, actually. Even on YouTube, people do talk about this drama a lot. But either way, I don't see it being very good. Now, if we take a look at the strongest Battlegrounds update schedule, they usually update within a month-ish, right? Like, sometimes they'll take over a month, and I can understand, like, sometimes there's a big update, and you just really need to take a lot of time as a developer to work on a big update, and that way your players will have a lot more content instead of just weekly updates where it's just, you know, little by little tiny things every week. You feel me? So it makes sense, but we haven't really heard anything about the new update other than, well, a few, like one sneak about Child Emperor. I'm assuming that's the main thing of the update, but we don't really know anything else about it. And players are really upset about this, even though I don't think it's really a big deal. But the reason it is drama in the first place is because a lot of people are complaining about it, right? Now, personally, I don't really see the issue with it, with them taking a long time to update. Like, and I understand if it's your favorite game, you probably want an update on it. I sure do hope that this update is going to be bigger. And the interesting thing about it is that I'm pretty sure they've hired developers from other Battlegrounds games to work on theirs. So I think they've gotten one from Heroes Battlegrounds and Jujutsu Shenanigans to work on the strongest Battlegrounds to help the development of the game. Now, I don't think it's a permanent position, so it's probably just a few things in the game. But either way, the fact that most players don't know what's going to come in the next update is throwing a lot of people off, especially along with the 3-month-long wait. But again, for me, I really don't see it as a big issue. As long as they deliver on the update, that's all that really matters. And it's not like they're just gonna dip on the player base. Like, they're making way too much money to do that, so I just don't see that happening either. But again, let me know if you disagree with me in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.